Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us so bright and early after your Mardi Gras celebration last night. My name's Rick Hunsaker. I'm the Executive Director at Region 12 Council of Governments, and I'm here at COG headquarters in Carroll. Also on with us is Lauren Mortensen. She's our Economic Development Planner, and Lauren has really done the bulk of the work to make this series a reality, and certainly would be the person, if you have some ideas for future topics you would like us to delve into, she is the person to talk to. Please note, we will mute attendees to limit background noise. We are recording the session, so it could be available for later viewing. This is the second in our series of webinars focused on assisting small businesses, entrepreneurs, and local development officials. The pandemic has really affected each of us in different ways, and some of the hardest hit are those of you in small business. Our goal here at the COG and with our partners is to assist with recovery and look toward future growth and opportunities for everyone as we move forward. This webinar, and indeed our entire series, is made possible through special CARES Act funding provided to the COG from the U.S. Economic Development Administration. So thank you to EDA. Also, thank you to our 6 county economic development organizations, the Audubon County Economic Development Group, Carroll Area Development, Chamber and Development Council of Crawford County, Greene County Development Corporation, Midwest Partnership, and SAC Economic and Tourism Development for their work in promoting this event and assisting in developing the series of topics. Our small business webinar series has 8 more currently scheduled events on a variety of topics, from understanding Iowa sales tax to online sales and promoting one's business via social media. Thank you to the staff of the Iowa Small Business Development Center in helping us pull together many of these upcoming sessions. As always, if you have questions or topics you feel are important for you and your fellow business people to hear, please contact Lauren or Chris Whitaker or me here at the COG. Though again, Lauren is kind of the one in charge of all of us. The third webinar, our next one, will be co-hosted by the SBDC, and that will be Wednesday, February 24th at 7:30. We will discuss Iowa sales tax requirements with the Iowa Department of Revenue, which is a great opportunity to learn about regulations and ask questions from one of the enforcers. The pandemic greatly impacted many things, including online shopping behaviors and a renewed interest in supporting local businesses by consumers. This morning, we'll be discussing both the changing patterns of consumer shopping and the relevancy for the Shop Iowa Marketplace platform provided by the Iowa Economic Development Authority. Shop Iowa is a way for Iowa's small businesses to get their products online, increase their sales, and expand their customer base. I'm very pleased to introduce our presenter, Cherie Edilson. Cherie is the CEO and co-founder of Member Marketplace Incorporated, which manages the Shop Iowa platform. Thank you for making time this AM, Cherie. I really appreciate it, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here with you guys today. Let me just get my screen shared real quick, and then I will start my presentation. Okay, can you guys see that? Perfect. Move everything around. Okay, hi. So good morning, everyone. As I said, my name is Cherie Edilson. I am the CEO and co-founder of Member Marketplace, Inc., and we manage the Shop Iowa platform for the Iowa Economic Development Authority. Before I totally get into the Shop Iowa platform, though, I just want to give a little bit of context on the evolution of commerce and how we got here today. There we go. Okay, so every 50 years or so, retail actually undergoes a disruption. So a disruption is a radical change from an existing industry or market due to a technological innovation. So retail markets were really kind of the first existence of commerce as we know it today, dating back more than 10,000 years ago. As civilizations grew, open air public markets, they typically occupied like a town's center. You would go to the market and get your groceries, you'd buy clothing, whatever consumable goods you might need for the week. However, as the 18th century progressed, a wide variety of manufactured goods were steadily made available, and it was taken away from that handmade, homemade, and homegrown items. So that growth in consumption led to the rise of retail shops, selling particular goods, and it was kind of the birth of the mom and pop shop. So you now had the shoe shop and the grocery store and the drugstore, and shopping itself actually became now accepted as like a cultural activity in its own right, and specific streets became dedicated specifically just to retail. However, in the mid-1800s, American business and economy sectors, they again changed dramatically. Agriculture, which had previously been the dominant business, has now replaced by manufacturing and industry. Factories brought new jobs and standards of living, and the rise of the railroad enabled consumers to now flock to the larger cities. So that meant department stores like Macy's and Bloomingdale's and Sears, they all began popping up in larger cities like New York and Chicago, and it transformed the previous retail industry from those single function shops that were selling just one type of good to the modern department store, which sold a large variety of goods underneath one storefront. However, then again, 50 years or so plus later, that mass-produced automobiles came along and shopping patterns changed yet again. Many customers moved out of the cities and into the suburbs, and it challenged the previous city-based department stores. So the shopping malls were kind of like creating that urban shopping experience inside of a mall, had gardens and gathering places, and it made people, be able to come together there and linger while they shopped. But then again, we had some overseas manufacturing that grew, and it now started the spread of discount chains like Walmart and Kmart, and it created the big box category, and it undermined and transformed the old style malls. A plethora of these opened up within driving distance, so there's really no need for a mall destination anymore. These were very close to the suburbs and the homes. Customers no longer wanted to linger, but they wanted to get in and out and get their deals. And then now, as of 2020, online shopping is consuming 21.3% of all retail commerce in the US. Customers don't even need to leave their homes to have any items that they desire to arrive at their doorstep. Just to touch though, whatever you see, each wave of change, it didn't eliminate what became before it. So we still have farmers markets, we still have retail shops, department stores and malls, we still have discount stores, but it does reshape the landscape and it redefines customer expectations often beyond recognition. The earlier retailers who rely just on those previous formats, they eventually will die out as the new formats are going to pull volume from their stores and make the remaining volume less profitable. So businesses have to really innovate to be able to stay relevant in today's economy. So you see Kmart's, I don't even know if they exist anymore, but we still have Walmarts that exist, and they're kind of a major player against Amazon or some of the online commerce right now. So a business has to kind of evolve to still stay relevant. As we know, and kind of why we're here today, 2020 took a toll on Iowa businesses as retail stores in Iowa were forced to close their shops due to the rising pandemic. The Iowa Economic Development Authority was considering ways to support Iowa's small businesses when their physical retail doors were shut. So that's where the concept of Shop Iowa came in, as like a one-stop shop online marketplace to shop from Iowa retailers and help them stay open, even if it was just virtually. So the solution addresses not only the changing in-store traffic from the pandemic, but also addresses the changing landscape of retail from the current online disruption. So what exactly is Shop Iowa? It is a website that connects small businesses, brick and mortar businesses. We also have now expanded it to restaurants and service provider, or restaurants and handmade items. Connects those businesses in Iowa through consumers through one online marketplace. Consumers can browse the marketplace and shop from businesses all across the state. They can buy online with just one checkout, and they can have items delivered to their homes or go pick them up in store. So it's really kind of a win-win for everybody, knowing that every purchase that they make on the platform goes back directly to a small business in Iowa. Real quick, how it works. Each business has their own shop. So this is an example of the market. They have their own shop within the marketplace. It highlights just their specific business. It has their store details and their store information. It also showcases just their items for sale. And then every shop has its own web link, which can serve as that business's website or even just their web store if they don't have an online shopping area already. And customers can purchase directly from them. So this link can go and live on a Facebook page. It can live on a business card. Or if they have an existing website, but maybe it doesn't have e-commerce on it, they can have it say, shop now and redirect back to their specific shop, or just be a way to expand their online offerings and let customers know they're still selling through there. Additionally, customers can come directly to Shop Iowa on their own. They can browse through the categories to find something specific that they're looking for. They can use the search bar to find a specific product that they might need. They can also filter the results by specific cities to find just products that exist within that area. Additionally, customers can come to Shop Iowa and just find something specific that they want. So when they see a certain product, when they click through it, they'll see not only information about that product, but they also will see the information about the particular business that is selling it. And learn more about them. So that's really kind of one of the unique pieces in here, why we're different than maybe Amazon or some of those other pieces. We want customers to feel connected to the small businesses in there. We want them to get that intrinsic value when they buy from a small business. And on the same token, the businesses have access to the customer's information. So it's not just a marketplace where we manage everything in here. We really want this to be an extension of small businesses online and help them to be connected to these customers, whether they bought it through our website or bought it through their own or came in store. And you can also experience other products that came from that small business then as well. When a customer has found all of their items, they can review their cart and proceed to checkout. And at checkout, they can choose from various shipping methods that each business has enabled. So from in-store pickup, some businesses might have, some might have curbside or delivery, or their shipping rates, and some might even offer free shipping. So you'll select which one works for you based on that particular business or their town. Now it's not only easy to buy local online, it's easy to buy from multiple Iowa communities and businesses online. So there's a lot of stores across Iowa that I personally, and we've heard from customers that they would have never experienced or known or existed if they hadn't found them through the Shop Iowa platform. So I'm a huge fangirl of a lot of small businesses that are on here now, and it's just making it really easy to be able to shop local online. Each business has their own login, and it gives them access to the back end where they can manage their products, they can respond to customer inquiries, they can fulfill orders, send the tracking information to customers, they can communicate with customers through the back end and review their payments and more. So it's a DIY platform for the most part for a small business, but they have the support of our team to be able to assist them through that. So we have video tutorials, we have weekly webinars, we have a plethora of resources and knowledge base articles, and a team of people. I think that's one of the main differentiators that are here to help and support these small businesses to sell online. So especially that for small businesses that have never sold online before, they don't have to do e-commerce alone. We review their products, we anticipate some of their issues with products. So if we see it's missing a photo or missing the sizing options or some critical piece of information, it's not just published to the marketplace. We review it, we communicate back with the vendors, and we help them to get a little bit better with e-commerce each time as they go. But for the businesses that might already be selling online, we actually are finding ways to help them incorporate into the platform even easier. So we also have integrations. So if they're selling on another website, our first one is with Shopify. We can import and sync their products so they don't have to go back and redo their website, or they spent a lot of time getting their products in there. We can create this sync that will pull their products, all of the information for the select products that they're putting on Shop Iowa, and it can resync the inventory. So if it's sold on our website, it will draw down the inventory from theirs, and vice versa. If it's sold on their website, it will draw down the inventory from ours, which is one of the kind of the main barriers for a small business and being able to expand more online. And we expect to be able to deploy more of these in 2021. So we're working on other integrations right now to make it even easier. So again, the Iowa Economic Development Authority, they have funded the platform and making it free for Iowa retailers to sell online. Each business can list up to 50 items in their shop at no cost. But there is some criteria that a business needs to meet to be able to sell on the platform. So they have to be a retail brick and mortar small business within a commercial zoning classification, or if they're not a retail, they could be a bar, restaurant, or entertainment venue, or a B2C service provider that wants to sell gift cards. So even if they don't have physical products, they can sell their gift cards on the platform. Or the other type of business would be a made in Iowa product-based small business. So they have items that are transformed in Iowa by that applying vendor. There are They have to, again, have physical products that they're willing to list on the platform. So if it's just a service provider at this point, and a gift card doesn't really make sense for their type of products or services, then they wouldn't qualify at this moment. And then the other factor is they must be interested in receiving online orders through the Shop Iowa platform. So they can't just list in here as a directory. It's a marketplace. They can't just list in here and link off to their own website to fulfill orders. They have to be, the products have to be sold on the platform. So it really creates the best user experience is what we're getting towards for a customer to be able to come to one marketplace, find the goods that they want, add them to cart, and check out. And they must be a small business. So they have to have under 20 employees or under 4 million over the past few years to be able to qualify as a small business. So why should a business join Shop Iowa? So one, by listing their products online, they're diversifying how they sell, and they're making it easier for customers to purchase from them on a time when online or in-store sales are still impacted. And just, it's easier for customers a lot of times to purchase online. So I know even myself, I will purchase things online from a business that's in my own hometown, pandemic related, or right now it's, you know, negative 40 degree related. It's easier for me to sometimes purchase online than head out to a store. A business can be selling online quickly, so they can have their shop set up within an hour or less and have their first few products or several products online by that time frame, versus building their own web store or paying a developer to do it for them. So it's really easy for them to do, and with the support of our team. They receive help to make sure that their shops and products are the best that they can be. We review their products, so we give advice and feedback on their specific store or products, or a lot of times a business hasn't shipped before, so we give advice on shipping best practices or some of those pieces. Advertising, so they can promote their shop within a marketplace that's then also promoted with help from the state and local offices and our team, versus if it's just their website, then it's mostly all just them driving traffic to there. So it's just a good way to expand online. It does also provide the information to their website, so people can click and go back to their website and view more information there. So we're always want a customer to experience all that a business has to offer, but it's just a good way to be able to expand with really little effort or cost on their end. Integrations, again, we're working to make it even easier for the businesses that are already selling online to list their products through the platform. And then again, it's no cost. It's free to start or grow their business online. So there's not much to lose really for a small business. For businesses that are interested, so how they register, they just need to go to shopiowa.com/sell. Again, they'll read over that criteria and they click the yes that they're ready to register. There is a quick registration page where they'll fill out the basic details about their business. And once they register, our team actually gets a notification on our end. We will review their information. Sometimes there's some follow-up that we need to do back and forth with the business to verify a certain aspect. But once they're approved, they will get an email from the system that says, welcome to Shop Iowa, and it will give them access to go into the back end and start their shop. And then in the back end, there is a knowledge base. There's a knowledge base that walks through each of these kind of main pieces that we need them to do to get their store set up. And there's a little video tutorial on each of those pieces as well. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible. But our team supports them along the way. They can write us a question via email. They can attend one of our webinars. We usually have a onboarding webinar the first Thursday of every month where they can attend an overall one. We have previously recorded onboarding webinars. We have a live webinar each week that they can come in. It's usually on a specific topic. And then the second half of that, it's just 30 minutes. And the second 15 minutes is really just kind of questions and answers, or if there's something they're struggling with in the marketplace, we can assist it through there. They can call in on the phone and they actually have a live person helping them. So a little bit different than maybe Etsy or selling on some other platforms. We are live and we care about their shops as well. So the pandemic, it reshaped consumer habits. But it's not all bad news for small businesses. So there's some positives that have impacted the shop local movement. One, especially from the pandemic, but then also the trade show. I don't know if it impacted your guys' area as much as it impacted us, but we've realized that customers really care now more than ever about their small businesses and where they spend their small money, or where they spend their money actually counts. There's a number of just even social media pages. And before, it used to be really interesting to say, hey, look at all my Amazon packages that they had pictured outside their front door. And now people are talking about, I want to buy this, but I want to buy it locally. Where do I get it from? And so there's a renewed customer interest in supporting small businesses now more than ever. But on the other hand, small businesses finally realize that they can no longer just rely on in-store walk-ins or promotional events to sustain their business, and they are adapting to online retailing methods. So that was, small businesses as a whole are usually kind of laggards. They're kind of one of the last to adopt to new technologies, and this forced them to get into e-commerce probably quicker than they had wanted to. So a lot of small businesses sold online for the first time in 2020, and they're helping customers not only in their own backyard, but also across the state and across the United States to be able to shop from their business. Orders have rolled in, especially we saw even more during the, Christmas holiday time, where customers were buying products. They were an out-of-state customer, they were buying items and having shipped to customers in state, and then vice versa. Customers in state were buying great items and sending them to their family members and friends from out of state. And you could see that kind of local pride when they were sending an Iowa gift to somebody out of state. And then also a lot of people bought gifts for themselves, or they were doing their online shopping for themselves or their family through the platform. So you can tell by where the addresses are coming. So it's really kind of it, but I'm open to questions. We're proud to be a part of the revolution that's bringing online commerce to Iowa small businesses and helping Iowa customers buy easier from their local businesses online in the way that customers, want to in this digital age. And we hope that either you'll join us as a supporter on the website and be able to shop from these small businesses, or you'll refer businesses, or if you are a business, you'll join us on the Shop Iowa platform, and we look forward to working with your business. So I'll leave it there. What questions do you guys have for me?
Cherie, I'll start. And with this platform, I imagine, of course, like everything, that it takes a while to get the word out and to grow it. How many businesses do you have on, and what are you seeing as far as terms of growth and sales from companies on your platform?
So right now, I think there's about 420 or so businesses from across the state. We have, I think, 91 counties so far. So we're trying to get to all 99 counties, and about 700 or 179 different cities on the platform, or right around there. So customers are coming and shopping. So it does take a little bit. It takes for a time for the businesses to not only get on the platform, but then also to list their products. It's a new piece to their business. So to remember to come back in and update it and get it going. I think right before the holidays, there was some of the trickle. And during the holidays, we saw customers really come and be excited about the platform. We've heard feedback from businesses to say, like, this is really what it took their business, or they need this, like, thank you for getting this together. And the customers just really being excited to shop for the businesses. So the traffic is obviously in the last January and February, kind of like in-store traffic, sales have gone down a little bit, but February really peaked back up from January as well. And I think as consumer buying habits happen, there's always those peaks around holidays or seasonality, but it's growing, and I think it will continue to stay a staple. I know that Iowa Economic Development Authority is looking to continue the platform for future years, so it will continue to be a staple, continue to grow. The more you've heard about it, the previous you shopped on it, or businesses on there, it's going to continue to kind of do its thing and be a resource to small businesses and to customers.
And if others have questions, I of course have a few more, but I want to be able to have our participants be able to ask questions. So unmute yourself, or you can also type in chat. I don't think I see any there.
Rick, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cherie, how are you getting the word out to the businesses that might be eligible? Perhaps I'm thinking some of the mom and pops that maybe work out of their home. And do you have marketing pieces that we could grab to send? I have 16 counties that I could send to some of my small businesses to let them know that this is available.
Yeah, that would be great. So currently, any resources through IEDA, though there's not necessarily a direct connection, so it may go out in some of their newsletters or some of their pieces that are going out to regional partners. I know the SBDC has been communicating it a lot to small businesses there, or that they're working with. They had a regional road tour that they were doing for a little bit that I think might start back up soon as well. So the SBDC, some information has come out from Main Streets, some may have come out from Chambers of Commerce, but it is taking a lot of these regional counties or regional governments to identify small businesses. So about half, they're hearing about it through online pieces, whether it's through Facebook or another small business that they know is utilizing it. And then the other half so far has come from someone in their community that is telling them to join the platform, whether it's an SBDC, Main Street, or local government. And yes, we do have materials, so I can send that to Lauren afterwards if that works, and you guys can distribute from there.
Yeah, that'll work great. And I had a second question, but is that okay, Lauren? Or yeah, go ahead. I was wondering also for folks that I'm primarily thinking of artisans that maybe are not as tech savvy. Is there assistance for those folks to help get them online?
So there's assistance for anyone. So we've done as much on our end as calling them on the phone when working through things verbally on the phone, because maybe they aren't even good at maybe Zooming or some of that. And so we'll walk through some of that there. We've done individual Zooms with certain people on pieces if they've needed. A lot of times we'll send the video if they can say, hey, watch this 2-minute video because this might answer your question. So some of it is just getting them to watch the resources that are already available. And then I think the local SBDCs too, if they're not too far away, they may be willing to come and assist them or have them come into the office to work with them. So they're gotten trained on the platform to getting them through some of those pieces as well. And some of the local Main Street directors or some of those are more heavily involved and are willing to sit down with businesses as well. So depending on the area, there might be somebody in that community physically that can come in and assist them, or any option to help them remotely, we will do as well. And for a handmade business vendor, they do have to be some sort of official business. So whether they are registered with the state or they have an EIN number, or at the very least claim their business sales on their taxes. So if it's a craft business that just started up and it's their first month and maybe they're just trying to test the waters and see if people like their handmade product, might be a little bit too early for them, but any of those that it's now taken it and it's a little bit more official, then they're welcome to join.
And Cherie, we've got some questions coming in on chat. The first one talks about to be an eligible small business, and what is it? What are those guidelines again to be eligible? And I think I heard from you, you've got to have less than 20 employees. You've got to have less than $4 million in sales. Your product has to be a physical thing or a gift card to sell online, and you need to have a physical presence in a building in a commercial district, unless I'm hearing that you've got something like a product that you're making maybe in your basement, like you're actually making an Iowa product, like a soy candle, or you're knitting hats or something.
Perfect. You hit all of the points. Yes.
Is there any other qualifications that a business has to meet in order to list on the site?
So no, I mean, if they meet all of those qualifications, so it's that they don't have to have a physical presence, a customer facing physical presence. So we've seen some that are maybe like an attached garage or something, and it's more of a retail store. If they're selling products that aren't theirs, that aren't like a physical item that they made, they need to have a retail storefront. They don't need to have that qualification again if it's a handmade business. There is a review of handmade business products. So we do want to make sure it's a product that has mass appeal or is unique enough so we may do a review of handmade businesses. So far, I don't know that there's any that we've turned down, but there may be more of a guidance that they need to adjust their photos or fix their photos ahead of time, or we need to help them to get a little bit further where they're at. I don't think we've turned any down though. So, but there is kind of a product review of handmade businesses to make sure that it's a good quality item. We want to make sure that the items on the marketplace only enhance all of the other items on the marketplace. They don't deter customers from shopping from other vendors on there.
Are there any restrictions to the types of products? And I'm thinking like alcohol, for example. Can you, if I'm a small winery, can I sell my product through this website?
We are working with our payment processor to get those approved right now. So there is a special qualification that they'll need to submit on our end. We have it's an alcohol vendor review form. So we'll need to make sure if how do they plan on getting their items to the customers? Are they shipping them or are they delivering them locally? Because there's different stipulations around those pieces. What states can they ship to? How do they regulate and make sure there's an ID check on their end? So there's a few pieces on their end, and then we confirm that information with our payment processor, which is Stripe, and try to merge that in the middle or be that middle person so we can get their account approved to be able to sell it. So it's coming. We have a few that are under review right now, but they can. And then the other restricted product types would be anything with hate or violence or promoting, bullying or any of those kind of things. So any ill will products are not allowed. E-cigarette or cigarettes, some of those things that are restricted businesses. So right now, CBD oil is one that we get the most pushback on sometimes. While it is legal and allowed, there's still a lot of restrictions on the amount of potency and regulations on how it's marketed and some of those. So again, Stripe, our payment processor, they're not ready to have online sales for that underneath their umbrella. I know there's a few other sites like Shopify does allow it, but there's a higher payment processing there and more hoops that they have to jump through. So eventually that may be allowed. But for right now, that CBD oil would be a restricted product that's not on there.
Okay, our next question talks about tourism. And so if you've got a site that you want to promote to have people come and visit, and you may sell tours, it's not a physical product that you're selling. Is that something that they would be able to do on this site?
If they can turn it into a gift card format or a giftable something, I think that's what we're getting to. So each business that has some of those that don't necessarily qualify, we may be able to tweak. And if there's really some gray area, we may check with IADA and make sure it fits in. But ideally, we do want it to be a resource that people find new businesses, they find new experiences. So that's where we're kind of getting with the restaurants or bars or other event type of gift card items on there. So yes, if we can turn it into kind of a sellable, qualifiable piece on there and determine that, then we can. Right now, there's still that qualification on physical products, something that would be shipped. So
so could a gift card be, for example, like just a gift certificate or physical passes to a tour?
Yep, that works.
Okay. The next question we have is, do you anticipate, even though Shop Iowa is free now, are there any plans in the future, or if you looked into the crystal ball, will at some point cost for the site be passed on to the participating businesses?
I think right now, everybody's goal is to keep it free for small businesses. So we are talking about that right now with IEDA. And I think on our end and on their end, everybody's goal is to keep it free for small businesses. So that's kind of the plan. I don't anticipate it having a cost right now. I mean, I can't totally say in the future, but everybody's goal, I believe, is to keep it free for small businesses.
And this is a question, like the Iowa State Fair had the virtual Iowa State Fair. The question is, do you do like a virtual Shop Iowa Fair? Are there special events that you use to promote the site, like Small Business Weekend, for example?
So we launched in early August, I guess, when it's kind of customer facing. And so it really was just kind of getting the site going. But I know right now we are presenting things around for the holidays. So there was more products and promotion that went out for Valentine's Day, for Christmas. We now have the site kind of reorganized for St. Patrick's Day. Some of that is working with the IEDA's / Tourism Iowa's marketing team as well. And so I know there is more actual plans that will be coming around Small Business Saturday and the holiday shopping season that we put together before then. But we're always kind of expanding. So things that we may do right now, we have, cash back incentives to customers that are coming on. So there's always kind of different incentives and things that may come on, but I think we're open to whatever works to attract customers. to bring more online sales for these businesses. So that is something that we could look to tie into. If somebody has a great idea, feel free to send it over, and it's something that we can consider as well.
And the next question is one of those that I think, boy, I should have asked this question because it makes a lot of sense. Is there consideration to have an app on your phone, you know, much like eBay would have, or Etsy or Walmart?
It's something that we continue to think about. So some of it is the downloadable feature. Do people prefer to download and have it there? But then you have that once it's on your phone, that it's on there. So it is under consideration. Not plans immediately to deploy it in the foreseeable future, but there's a lot that we added on recently. The Shopify integration came out of realizing that it was a necessary need for some of these small businesses to get on there. We're looking to add on like an Etsy possibly integration and Square next. So after we get through some of those developments, then that could be something that we say this is the next priority in development, and it could be deployed. But right now it's not an active piece that we're pursuing.
Okay. That's all the questions I have in chat. Does anyone else have any questions for Cherie? All right, with no other questions, thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Thank you, Cherie, really, for taking time this morning to discuss Shop Iowa. And again, this is recorded, so we will make this available to people later. And so if you have friends or other business colleagues that would like to learn more about Shop Iowa, obviously it can be on the website. They can go look at the site, or this will be available later on our website. Don't forget, a week from today, we will be talking about Iowa sales tax. We'll have someone from the Iowa Department of Revenue. So it's an excellent opportunity to hear everything from the horse's mouth and ask them questions as well. Do you have anything final, Lauren?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good Wednesday morning, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Thank you.